Let's talk big story. I'm gonna start a little story of my own tonight. See, I was on Instagram last night. I was on my couch. We had just put the kids to bed. My wife was flipping through HBO or something, and someone shared a video with me, which viewers do all the time. But this is one, frankly, I wish I didn't see. It's been haunting me ever since. It's something I certainly didn't expect to see. It was a video of a murder in Portland. I have the video right now on my phone. Don't worry, I'm not going to show it to you. Trust me, you don't want to see it. It's been taken down from Instagram. It's not on there anymore, which some of you may know, because I'm certainly not the only person who's seen this video. A lot of you have seen it. Apparently, it's gone kind of locally viral. It shows a fight outside of this 7-Eleven near Lents Park. This is some video that we got of the scene after the shooting. But on the cell phone video that shows kind of how this all played out, it starts with a scuffle. A bunch of girls actually fighting, punching, pulling hair, that sort of thing. When a few guys come over and they break up that fight. Now, at that point in the video, it kind of seems like everything is over. I remember thinking to myself, why am I still watching this? When, out of nowhere, someone pulls a gun and fires it. This man. This is a still image of the gunman. Black pants, blue shirt, one shoe. He looks tall and thin, I think, maybe, but can you really be sure from this image? One thing I do know for sure is that he's still out there. A free man watching reports like this on his TV or phone or whatever, maybe. A person responsible for something so awful. The man he killed marked the 60th homicide this year, 30-year-old Johnny Polanco. He was a dad, as you can see in that first picture, which is always a trait that seems to stick out to me in stories like these. Today we talked to his family, and we wanted to know about what they're hearing from police about the search for his killer.
That video's out there. It's been seen thousands of times. It's been shared so many times, and Portland isn't big. I know somebody knows someone who knows someone in that video. The picture, those faces are clear as day.
What have you guys heard from police about the investigation?
That they have a couple leads, but nothing solidified, nothing solid. So we'll see. I called her yesterday just to touch base with everything, but still at square one, I guess. Johnny's like the 30th statistic in Portland, a homicide. 60th?
The 60th.
Yes, and I refuse to let him go as a statistic. Like, he has a name. His name is Johnny Polanco, and I will scream it till the day that someone is put behind bars for it.
2021 is on pace to be the most violent year in Portland's history, at least if homicides are the metric that you're using. There have been 61 so far. That puts us on pace to pass the previous record, which was 70 back in 1987. Now, we've talked a lot on this show about the staffing crisis at the Portland Police Bureau. And that staffing crisis includes homicide detectives, which means the vast majority of these homicides are still unsolved. Portland police were only able to give us some information for the first 6 months of the year, but here's what they said. Through the end of June, 15 arrests were made in connection to 49 homicide cases. That's about 30%, which means nobody's been arrested in 70% of our homicides. We did some of our own investigating too, and we were only able to find 11 people arrested in connection to the 61 homicides this year. 11. We also noticed something else that was a little concerning. Of those 11 arrests, only 2 suspects were arrested more than a month after the victim was found dead. So the vast majority were either arrested at the scene or within a couple of days or weeks after, which typically means that police probably knew who they were looking for, and they were convinced they had enough evidence for a conviction. And as you could probably guess, that would be difficult with this image alone. Police need more than just this, more than just a picture or a grainy video. They need witnesses. They need people to testify, and that has been a big problem. Let me give you an example. On Sunday, a bunch of people gathered at a vigil in Old Town for Jamari Herring, who was killed at a bar the night before. While they were there for his vigil, someone started shooting. Shots were fired. And when I say shots were fired, I mean, shots were fired. Listen to the audio from this video from a building nearby. Police think that was about 50 rounds. And those bullets hit 5 people who amazingly all lived. I mean, how could anyone survive that spraying of bullets? It really is amazing. But here's the rub. Of those 5 victims who lived, and the number of witnesses who saw what happened and escaped, and the fact that this crime does seem to be connected in some way to the other shooting, not random, you'd imagine that police could get a start, maybe figure out who did this, and maybe figure it out quickly. But apparently, no one is talking. None of the witnesses talk to police. And if police have a suspect in mind, we haven't heard about it. Now, I'm not passing judgment here on anybody. I'm not in any of their shoes. But it should give you an idea of what we're up against as a community as we steadily climb the ranks to the deadliest year in this city's history. Now, earlier this year, we aired a special episode of the story called Understanding Gun Violence, where we looked at some of the factors driving this historic spike, how it's impacting us, how it's impacting our city, and some of the possible ways to solve this crisis. You can watch it right now if you're interested, or after this episode of the story, on the KGW YouTube channel.